Good afternoon. How are you today? Well, it's chilly here in Virginia, and it's getting dark early. Well, that's the way it is. So, what's the lead story in the news? There are actually two, but let's take the gossipy one first. We have this romance between Biden and Manchin has caused them both to have a flurry of public activity. Apparently, Manchin, if you can believe him, is upset about the staff at the White House. And I guess he felt he was misrepresented in some memos about what he was doing and how he was cooperating. So on Sunday, he went on Fox to say, "That's it. I'm voting no for the BBB bill. Build Back Better." So then what happened? Well, on Sunday, press secretary to Biden, with Biden, wrote a note saying he lies. Then this morning, and this is Monday, this morning, Manchin goes on a local radio station in West Virginia, and he says, "They treated me badly." What two wuzzes. Now, if you really were close friends and this was just a fight, wouldn't you go to one house or the other, not necessarily public, and say, "Look, you SOB, how could you do this to me?" And then have it out and explain it. You know, a week or so ago, or a couple of weeks ago, Biden was having Manchin over to his house and showing him the things he built, and everything was just chummy-wummy, and then poof, the magic is gone. Now, we all know that Manchin's a liar, but I don't think that Biden is the kind of guy that falls for the BS of another politician who has a reputation for manipulating and lying. You know, this is a coal baron in West Virginia who's denying the services to his people, still getting elected, while serving his own pocket and serving the coal and oil people and gas people. So come on. So the real question is, when these two people have done burying their hatchet in each other's back, is there any chance for the bill going forward? And I don't think so. I mean, I suppose if you and I sat down, we could find the 10 categories and say, get rid of these 8, let's do the others, and that's our compromise. Let's take it to the floor and have it done. That's it. That's the only way this is going to work. But the Democrats are split between, you know, those who want everything but the kitchen sink, moderates who don't want as much, and a proposal to have a vote on the floor anyhow, which will show to the Republicans in the world the weaknesses in the caucus. That is to say, can they hold the whole caucus together except for Manchin? We already know Sinema doesn't agree with it. So now, how should they have done this better? Well, how they should have done it better is the bill should have gone from the Senate to the House. It would have been a thinner bill. It would have passed the Senate. And then you would fight to keep the discipline in the House side, and maybe it would have passed. I still have my doubts that it would pass. And I think you and I are more likely to levitate than this bill is ever going to pass. But I would love to eat my words because there's a lot of good stuff in it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Now, the second big story, of course, is that if you blink, you could get the new Omicron variation of the coronavirus. And this thing is traveling like wildfire across the country, across the world. So you don't wear a mask, you don't have breakthrough, you don't have a booster shot, you're insane because you're putting yourself at risk. If you've only gotten the double vax, then go get the booster shot and get it now. And think twice about it when you go traveling around. They recommend, if you can, to get a 50 microgram shot of the booster. And it may not save you from it. Now think about this. At the beginning, when they were talking about these vaccines, they were talking about, oh, this one would be 70% effective. This one would be 80% effective. Okay. So if it was 80% effective, that means that it's 20% ineffective. So you had a 1 in 5 chance of the vaccine not working. Well, now we have that percentage combined with the fact that at least the Omicron variation seems to just punch right through and break through the vaccines. And they're saying, and we'll find out if it's true in the next couple of weeks, I guess, they're saying that the vaccine plus a full vaccine, that is with the booster, will save you from severe sickness. They're saying it won't protect you from Omicron. So what protects you from Omicron? Distance, mask, how you huddle with your family. We're back to where we started. And if we want to have a chance of not spending another year or two on this vaccination problem, then we got to get smart about how we deal with each other. Now, for a really depraved conduct, and I'm not referring to Manchin here, although some Democrats are, what we have is Ghislaine Maxwell. The jury has her case and is considering whether or not she was basically pimping and setting up occasions for Epstein to practice his predatory behavior on children, people who are minors, and by conditioning them and acclimating them to these possibilities and then paying them nickels and dimes for having surrendered their psyches and their souls and their bodies to this monster. So, you guys out there, you tell me the prediction, guilty or not. I think guilty. As the Southern District. One interesting note is Maureen Comey is on the prosecution team, and she is the daughter of Comey, the former FBI director and friend of Trump, not. So one of the fascinating things about that trial, which I'm disappointed that we haven't heard more of, is that the book that Epstein kept of his victims, really. And it's very interesting. Some of them have the identity of the person, and then they have mom and dad as well. Now that's very interesting. And I would argue, as they have, I'm sure, that indicates that this relationship was something other than just keeping track of mom and dad or their kid or whatever. But don't we want to know who the others are? And that's been sealed. So we may never know that. So that's what I got today. I'm thinking about. I hope you're doing well. Try to relax this season, meaning don't go to these big events. It's just not worth it. Dying is not worth it. A season is not worth it. There's no concert that is worth dying for. So all the best, season's greetings, and I'm out here in the trees without leaves, but it's still my cathedral, and I'll stand up to the last person to defend it. Bye-bye.